Hey guys, today we're gonna be talking about 5 mistakes that new kayakers and new kayak anglers make when they buy the first kayak. We're gonna tackle this 5 things. Now I know these are not the only mistakes people make, so I want you to comment below. Tell me your own story. Tell me about your own mistakes that you made when you bought your first kayak. A lot of people are gonna learn from this and they're gonna enjoy kayak fishing even more if they go and buy the right kayak the first time. Not just kayak fishing, just kayaking in general. Like, dude, you don't need to be an angler to enjoy the brand new kayaks that we have, like the Autopilot 120 or the pedal drive kayaks. You could be a regular person who just want to be on the water, and today's kayaks just makes it a lot easier for you to get on the water. But let's get to this. I'm going to start with my own story. I want to tell you guys about my own experience in buying my first ever kayak and the mistake that I made. Basically, it all started when I started fishing again here a few years ago, many years ago it feels like. And I was trying to cast. I wanted to reach a certain point on my fishing spot. I was fishing from the bank and I kept upgrading my gear so I could cast longer and longer and longer, but I was always short. And I go, what can I do to put my bait over there in that spot, right? What can I do? I go, dude, you need something like a kayak or something to get you on the water. So that's when I started thinking, I need to get me a kayak. And what did I do? I made a mistake of getting a tandem kayak. And that's the first mistake. And this is the reasoning. I bought a tandem kayak because I wanted to take my family with me kayak fishing. I thought I was gonna take my son, my wife, in every single trip. And guess what? I only took them once in that kayak. Only one time. Actually 2. The first time doesn't really count, right? Anyways, the point is, I bought a tandem kayak instead of buying a real fishing kayak because I wanted to bring my family with me. And that's a mistake. So if you're gonna start fishing, get a kayak for yourself. Get a kayak that is gonna work for you. And then if the family wants to come with you, then at that point, maybe look into getting a 2-person kayak or just getting them their own kayak. There is a video that I made about why tandem kayaks may not be the best. I'm gonna link it around here. But anyways, I see this mistake being made by a lot of people thinking that, oh, I'm just gonna get a boat that does everything, and really that's not the truth. So first mistake that I made was to buy a tandem kayak. Alright, so the second mistake that a lot of people make, and I see them making this mistake all the time, is that not doing enough research before buying the kayak, pulling trigger. You gotta start doing some research online, or maybe go to the store, see it for yourself, get familiar with what you're gonna buy. You see people getting on the water, enjoying themselves in one of those little sit-inside kayaks, and you go, oh, that looks easy, that's gonna work for me. So you go to Walmart and you spend $200 on that kayak, and then you get on the water, you flip, you hated it, and then that's it. You say, oh, kayak fishing is not for me, it's the worst thing ever. But it happened because you didn't do your research. You didn't check a channel like my channel and all the channels out there on YouTube that's gonna give you all the information you need about kayaks, so you learn about them. So yeah, not doing the proper research before pulling the trigger. And the other thing is, a lot of you have time to demo. I do hear the complaints all the time. Oh, I live far away from a dealer, this, that, and that. But you probably have a friend that have a kayak that you could demo, so talk to your friends. They'll be super happy to lend you the boat. Also on Facebook, there's a lot of groups, there's a lot of people that may be around your area that maybe you could meet up with them, and they may let you test those kayaks before you buy them. So very important, try to get information online, watch videos like this one right here, learn more about the boat that you may want to buy, and if you could, try to demo. I bet there is somebody close to you that that have a kayak that is similar to one that you may be looking to buy. So demo before you buy if you can. If that fails, just check my channel. Another mistake that I see a lot of new kayak anglers make is that, not just kayak anglers, but kayakers in general, is that they do not set the right budget nor the right expectation. They go, you know what, I only have $600 to spend and I want to get a top of the line kayak, a pedal drive kayak with all the bells and whistles. No, dude, that's gonna cost you $2,000-$3,000. So you gotta set expectation. You gotta set a budget and say, I have $2,000 to spend. Let me see what I could buy with those $2,000. I only have $1,000. Let me see what I could buy with that. Because, dude, like when I'm fishing, when I pull over to the bank, people come over and they ask me, oh, how much is that? I go, well, this is $3,000. They go, oh my God, impossible. they don't know. They think it's $1,000, they think it's $600, but kayaks could be really expensive. So set the right budget and try to find something that fits your budget and set realistic expectations. I mean, you're not gonna get a super premium kayak for $1,000. It's not gonna happen. Who would have thought that making this video, holding the phone away from me, was such a hard work? Like, my arms are falling. This is crazy, incredibly crazy. All right, guys. So the next thing that I have on my list, let me check, cause I think I already forgot. Let me see. Wait. Yeah. It's not looking at yourself. You gotta look at yourself to see how much you weigh, how big you are, and then get a kayak that fits you. If you're like 300 pounds, getting like a tiny kayak like one of those, they're not gonna hold you. You're gonna have a hard time on the water. But this one here, this Pelican Cash, may hold you. So you gotta look at yourself. You gotta look at to see how big you are. If you're like 100 pounds, you could get on any kayak. But if you're 300 pounds, you need something that will hold you. And I see a lot of people weighing 300 pounds, getting a kayak that holds 400 pounds. Dude, you're pushing it. You gotta be safe out there and get something that is gonna hold you, for sure. I know my garage is messy. Don't worry, one day it will be fine. Yeah, who am I kidding? Anyways, I don't really have the time to fix all this mess because I'm making videos for you guys all the time. Anyways, the fifth mistake that people make is not checking this channel. That was a joke. Anyway, but true, like, do check this channel and you're gonna learn a lot about kayaks and a bunch of other stuff. But really, one of the mistakes that I see people making is that they get too much boat. Like, for example, they could be super happy with a 10-footer PDL drive type of kayak. No, they go for the 12, they go for the 13, they go for the humongous one, the biggest one that they could get. They spend a lot more money and they're mad because they're heavier, it's harder to get on the water, they don't even want to touch it sometimes. So get a boat that works for you. Maybe you could downsize your fishing or whatever you do in the water to the point where a 10-foot kayak is gonna be enough for you. And the great news about that is that a 10-footer weigh less, costs less, and is easier to handle off the water. And sometimes easier to handle on the water. Like, for example, the Old Town Sportsman 106 PDL. That kayak is super nice, it's compact. You cannot take everything you could take on the 12, but you could go pretty much anywhere and have a great time. And the control that you have on that boat is amazing. Also, you could get something like the Pelican 110 HD2, super light kayak, and you can take it anywhere. Sometimes, look, bigger is not always better. Maybe a 10-foot kayak may be enough for you. So those are the 5 mistakes that we're covering in this video. I know there are tons more, so I want you to comment below with mistakes that you think people make when they buy the first kayak, or the mistake that you yourself made, and I may do a follow-up video to this. Alright guys, so it may not be the best video ever because this is late. This is like 8 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I just didn't have the time to film this before, and I want this video to be released tomorrow. So hope you like it. I'll see you over here, right here. Click on the next video. See you over here.